What's up, my loves? My name is Paige. This is Pages with Paige, and today we're going to be talking through my goals for 2021. Don't forget to use my code PAGE10 at Bookish Bean Co to get 10% off your order. Alyssa makes wonderful candles, bookmarks, scrunchies, all amazing goodness. So go check out her shop. I'll leave a link to it in the description box below. So 2021, holy shit, it's so close to being on us, and I set some goals for this year. Obviously, I wasn't doing a booktube, so I didn't make a video on it to react to how well I did or did not do. But I figured I would talk through the goals that I have for this upcoming year and sort of mention how they correlate to 2020 goals. So I have 9 bookish themed goals, and then I have 4 channel related goals. So I've divided my 9 goals into 3 different sections. The first lot of goals are my main goals. These are the ones that I really want to hit. Now, the first one is to read 52 books. So I've read 170 something at the point of filming this. So I don't see that next year I wouldn't be able to hit at least 52. There was my goal for this year. I then stretched it to 75, stretched it to 100, stretched it to 150. So we're aiming for 180 by the end of the year. So, ooh, fingers crossed. I could just read a lot of short novels, but anyway, regardless. So that was my goal for this year, and wanting to read 52 books, 1 a week for next year. My next is the same goal that I had this year, and that was to read 10 standalones from a particular list. Now, funnily enough, I forget every single book that is on this list consistently. So I had a list of, I think it's like 30 books, and just cross them off when I did them. However, I rarely ever remembered what they were. So for this year, I'm thinking I'm just going to pick the ones that I'm confident I'm probably going to get to. These were more my backlist. I'm not sure if I want to keep it the same though, because then it encourages me to pick up those backlist books that I don't usually go for. So this year I read Vox, Talking as Fast as I Can, Winterwood, The Bookish Life of Nina Hill, A Heart in the Body and the World, Amanda So Discreet, The World That We Knew, Feminists Don't Wear Pink, More Happy Than Not, and The Burning. So they were my 10. I'm thinking maybe, here's an idea. I will put the same books that are on this list onto my next list, and then get 10 fresh books that are, let's do 5 I'm eagerly excited for, and 5 that are more my backlist. My third goal is to read 10 series to their completion. So this year I managed to get quite up to date with a few, as well as finish off 10, and I'm so proud. So this year I finished off Winnie the Pooh, Skin Books, Last Reality, Lord of the Rings, Wayfarer series, Scythe, To All the Boys I've Loved Before, Access Restricted, whoop, Farseer trilogy, and The Archived. So proud of getting through those. For next year, I've got this journal that I'm going to be recording everything in. So I have written out every series I have already started, and I've marked it to show the ones that I've read, the ones that are the black squares not filled in I own but haven't read them, the ones that are in red I don't own them, and then the ones that are in pencil are to be released. So I just need to read 10 of those. There's about 60 to 70 series there, and I also include series that I start that year. I just note that they're series I started in 2021 and then work my way from there. So I finished 1 series that I started this year, and I also caught up with 3. Yeah, we'll see how we go. And my final main goal is my big book challenge. Now, this year I had 24 books that I put into a jar. I pulled out 12, and I wanted to read 6 of those. So essentially 1 big book every 2 months. And for me, I believe most of these were over 600 pages, but for me a big book is 500 pages or more. So I failed at that epically. I only read 3 of the books out of all of the 24, but that's okay. So I realized that I require like having a list of 30 or not being like, okay, out of these 12, you need to read 6, because if I'm not feeling them, I'm not going to pick them up. So what I've done for this year is I've written out every single big book that I own, and I will be noting, I've left some space so then I can add in any that I get this month. And then for next year, I'll just keep adding to them, and it will be like big books acquired in 2021. And yeah, so essentially I would just like to read one a month. I've definitely read more than 12 big books this year. Looking through, I went and highlighted each book that was over 500 pages, well exceeded that. So I don't feel like this is going to be a problem. I can't figure out a way of making it more challenging without being restrictive. So this is what I'm going to go with for 2021. I'm actually pretty excited because I've always felt like big books are these intimidating reads, but really they're not. They're fine. I can blast through one. I'm currently reading Skyward, and that's taken me about 3 days, and I've just hit the halfway point. Priory took me 15 days sectioning it out, and I could still read other things because I was only reading 50 pages a day. So it's just making it achievable. But leading into that, I have my next 3 goals are, if I get to it, challenges. So the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge for 2020, I failed miserably. The prompts I looked at and I just wasn't inspired by. I think that this year they just got muddled in with it. So flipping to my handy dandy notepad. So I've printed out them, and essentially I've got them here. I'm going to be referring to this notebook for the majority of the year. And one of them is the longest book by pages on your TBR list. So that is going to be my goal. And I swear to God, if I manage to complete this, I will be in awe. Technically, the longest book on my TBR is It by Stephen King, but I'm not ready to dive into that. I don't feel remotely prepared, and I'm not going to force myself to read it if I'm not feeling it. But the next one is The Pillars of the Earth by Ken Follett, and again, I'm not feeling it. So technically my 3rd longest by pages, but I don't care. I'm applying it to this because if I fucking get through this, it's 1,000 and something plus pages. So we're going to be proud, and this will fulfill like 3 of my goals, and that is Jonathan Strange and Mr. Norrell by Susanna Clarke. I really, really, really want to get to it. I'm excited for it. So next year is going to be the year that we're going to chow into that one. I'm also going to try and go towards some of the bigger books, rather than just sticking in the 500 and being like, I completed it, because I do want to challenge myself. So that's going to be like my big goal, and if I don't read that next year, then I will actually think of like some form of a punishment, but not actually a punishment because I don't want to demoralize my reading. But yeah, so that's the Pop Sugar Reading Challenge. I've got all the prompts there ready to go. I have quite a few options for the prompts that I'm really, really excited about, and I can't wait to dive into those. I just have to remember they're there when we're doing Twisted Tuesdays our TBR. That will also be staying for 2021. And then the next goal of my, if I get to it, are my rainbow reads. So at my current place, I have a rainbow shelf. We are moving in the new year, so maybe it should be my goal that I have to finish it before we move. So we are going to have to move, so the rainbow shelf will be going. I will try and figure out a way that I can keep it at my new place, whether it be on the top of a bookcase or something like that. But I've written them down, and so I want to read my rainbow. And I'm very excited for this. I've read 1 book in 4 colors, so there's only 3 that I haven't actually read anything from, so I'm going to start with those and try and get those onto January's TBR so that I can have 1 from every color done and dusted. And then my last, if I get to it, goal is my 2020 haul. So I've written down every book I've acquired this year, and I want to go through and be reading at least 2 books that I've acquired in every month. So I know that January I still have like 15 books that I haven't read. So I'm only going to be picking or needing to read 2. It doesn't have to be in the month that I acquired them, although it is a good idea for me to keep that in my brain so then I don't forget about this goal. But yeah, so nice and simple on that, just reading 2 books that I've acquired every month in the past year. In saying that, some months there are only 2 books left, which is why I picked 2, so then I actually finish off those 2 months. And then next, my last 2 bookish goals are, I'm interested in these. I don't have to do them. I'm not like gonna push myself. Just if I complete them and remember them about them, yay. And the first is the Buzzwordathon Reading Challenge by Books and La. So this is essentially each month you've been given a word, you need to find that in the title, and then yeah. The reading challenge, you could have it as your whole TBR for that month, it's just that word. You could do 1 week with reading as many books as you can with that. You could just do 1 book a month with that in the title. And that's what I'm leaning towards. So I haven't picked out any books. I'm thinking, I've got a few ideas for what I want to do. There are some priority reads that will jump up that have the words in them, but I haven't like set anything in stone yet. And then finally, I have 100 books bucket list, little scratcher map. I absolutely love it. However, it's very, very, very empty. I have not scratched off many. I've literally read 25 books from that. So not bad, but we could do more. My goal literally is to scratch 1 off. I just need to read 1 from that and I will be happy. Just so that I'm not forgetting about it. It's just not sitting there and I then feel demoralized because I'm not reading it. Like there are a few on there that I'm so interested in, just I don't pick them up. So that is a goal. 1 book from my book bucket list and I'll be sweet. And finally, my 4 channel goals. So I did not think starting this channel back in March, April time that I would be sitting at 500 subscribers by the end of the year. Like, absolutely blows me away that you guys keep coming back and commenting and being involved in this bookish family. That I adore you guys so much. It's so nice being able to put out these videos and just have a little community. So in saying that, I would like us to grow by 250 subs. So if we get to 750, that would be just amazing. Obviously, like, the numbers don't matter. It does not matter at all if I don't hit this goal. It's just something that, you know, I just want to put out there so if it does happen, then it can. The next is to keep the Not Safe for Workathon running. I have so much fun running these and creating prompts. We already have some prompts for next year. It may or may not be an STD themed round if anyone's interested in a little sneak peek on that front. And I am still pissing myself laughing about the herpes prompt. And I can't wait to share it all with you. So I would love to keep that going. I would love for it to grow a little bit more, have more people involved, which leads me into my next goal of wanting to do more collaborations. I am really bad at reaching out to people and being like, hey, yeah. I just get really nervous about it. I feel like my opinions aren't worthwhile, that I'm an incoherent mess, so I can't really add any value to it. So I really struggle to like branch out and be like, you know, I'm actually really interested in this. Yeah, if anyone does want to expand and just do whatever, I'm not an ideas person. Not Safe for Workathon was just a random stupid thought that has just taken off and I'm happy to roll with it. But yeah, I'm not really like an ideasy sort of person, but I love participating in shit. So like, if you want to hit me up, go for it. I'll definitely be down. And I would love to do the collaborations. In saying that, I also want to collaborate more with you guys as well. So I'm thinking of running a book club called Library of the Unread. Credit to AJ Hackworth for Library of the Unwritten. I definitely stole the name. It's this very, 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 like, that was my inspiration. So the Library of the Unread is going to be a Discord group. I have created it. I'm just so unfamiliar with Discord and like how to like sort everything out. Essentially, the goal is just to be reading my backlist. So randomly picking a book. For January, I do want to read Australia Day by Stan Grant because I feel like that will be a really topical point for Australians. and Australia Day in January. But I also want to have a fiction, so then other people that aren't in Australia can still participate in January and it not just be solely focused on the Australian side of things. I haven't decided what pick will be for January, but for fiction in February, I definitely want to be doing A Song Below Water by Bethany C. Murray, and this is focusing with February being Black History Month, at least having the Black author, Black experiences, and I'm so eager to pick this book up. So yeah, definitely want to get to that in February. But if you have any suggestions for what you would want the book in January to be, January will be the only month that I split and have fiction and non-fiction. I think the rest of the time I'll just keep it as fiction, but I figured like if I'm creating a book club, might as well discuss Australia Day. Like it seems sort of makes sense for that front. But yeah, so I will leave a link to the Discord below. I'm sorry, it is so bare bones at the moment. I really don't know how to work Discord, and we'll make some time over Christmas to fix it all up and see how we go. But yeah, definitely let me know in the comments what book you would like to read for January. So I feel like I've been talking for a small century. I understand my goals. I don't know if it made any sense to you, but I'm excited for 2021 and all the reading that I'm gonna do, and being able to continue on with this channel just fills me with joy. I love it so much, and I'm so thankful for everyone being a part of it. My 1 year anniversary will be sometime early in the new year, and I will think of a little celebration that we can do for that, because I think that would be great. And yeah, don't forget to use my code page10 at the Bookish Bean Code to get 10% off your order, and let me know in the comments below what are some of your 2021 reading goals. Are you a goal setter? Are you not? Like, are you just gonna do whatever the fuck you want? Because like, yes. And yeah, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, and if you'd like to join our little bookish family and see more of this mess, feel free to subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in my next video. Bye!